Hey, how y'all doing? This is Darn Parton here. I'm gonna be talking to you about a couple of things today. I'm just gonna warn you before I start talking here. There's gonna be a lot of things I say on here is gonna offend a lot of people. But it's the way I say things and it's what I say is right. It's the way I think things supposed to be. So just bear with me here and don't get too offended. Don't get mad at me. I'm just using my freedom of speech to tell you what I think of this country and the way things has been going. Okay, first off, to start with, Obama. Now, this is a very touchy subject to most people, but to me, the way I see it, from the day Obama got in office till now, the only thing he's been wanting to do is just run this country down. He ain't done nothing but hurt this country, hurt the way things used to be. Things used to be simple. When Reagan was in office, we had the best military anywhere. But now, sure, we got a good military, but what are we fighting for? We sure ain't fighting for our freedom. We sure ain't fighting for our right to be able to stand up and say what we want to say. We ain't fighting for our freedom of religion. All we're fighting for right now is a holy war. That's what this is a holy war between us and ISIS. That's another thing I can't stand is ISIS. Now, sure, they talk big talk and say they're going to come over here and kill every Christian over here. But let me tell y'all something. The people ain't going to stand for that. The people's getting ready. And to be completely honest with you, I think ISIS is just trying to scare us. And what burns me up more than anything is these teenagers, my generation, teenagers, that's leaving this country to go help ISIS try to run down their home country. Now, I don't understand why. That's what, I guess that's just their way of trying to be rebels. But it's backfiring on them because just about everyone that goes over there, including the American soldiers, is getting kidnapped and killed. What we need to do is send our best troops over there and just kill them all out. If we kill them all out, we ain't going to have to worry about them more. But Obama ain't going to do that because he's a Muslim himself. And I'll tell you why. He is not a U.S. citizen. He's got a birth certificate from Africa. His mother wasn't a United States citizen. His father wasn't a United States citizen. So he ain't a United States citizen himself. When he gets out of office, he's got a big house in Hawaii that he's going to move to. Him and his wife and his kids is going to move to. I'll tell you exactly why. Now, he don't want nothing to do with his country. Like I said before, all he wants to do is run this country down. He ain't done nothing but screw us over since the day he's been in office. Another thing is, I just seen today, the Senate, or not the Senate, but the Supreme Court has ruled that in all 50 states, gay marriage is legal. I know there's a bunch of people that's for that, but I'm completely against it. Because listen here, you go back to the Bible days, alright, let me prove a point to you. Go back to the Bible days, Sodom and Gomorrah. Why do you think God tore that country down? Because there was homosexuality being spread out everywhere. And it wasn't just that, it was thieves. It was just all kind of corruptness including homosexuality. That was probably the main cause. And he tore that city to the ground. Now, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I believe before it's over, God is going to do something to put an end to all this mess. Another thing is, you look at the shooting that happened in an all black church. This man went in there. This white man went in there and killed I don't know how many blacks. And you know what? All the protests, every single protest over, they wasn't nobody killed, they wasn't nobody hurt, nobody caused any kind of violence. Blacks and whites together come together and protest. They was one, they was all together under God. They was protesting to try to help this country. Try to show this country that if everybody comes together under God, this country will be better. That's what we need in office. We need a God-fearing president, like Bush. I know a lot of people didn't like Bush, but he was a God-fearing man. And that's exactly what we need in office today. Because if we get a God-fearing man in office, not only will this country be run better, it will be, we won't have to worry about ISIS. There won't be no gay marriage rights anywhere. Because in the Bible it speaks against it. And pray don't say in the Bible anything about a man and woman should be married, only a man and woman, but it does speak against homosexuality. And I believe that if you're going to get married, it should be between a man and a woman. Just like I said before, Sodom and Gomorrah. He tore that city down because of homosexuality. And another thing is, if people would quit worrying about what these other countries is doing, all these countries want is just attention. That's all they want. That's the only reason ISIS is doing this, is just to get attention from us. And yeah, they believe that Christianity is wrong. They believe Christianity is wrong. That's why they want to come over here and kill us. But the main thing is, if we just quit paying attention to them and not worry about them, eventually I believe they will quit messing with us. And if they don't quit messing with us, the next president that gets in office, it's going to take the next president that gets in office next year, I guarantee you it's going to take him at least his whole term, and then the president after that, another whole term, to get this country back in the shape it was in before Obama got in office. Because not only has he took away from the poor and give to the rich, he's destroyed this country's government, he's destroyed the military. All these soldiers that's going across the sea to try to protect us is dying for nothing. They're going over to try to wipe out ISIS. What we need to be doing is making sure they don't get over here in the first place. Because they're killing off our troops and just taking our weapons. They're bringing the weapons over here to try to kill us. If we set up a line of soldiers to make sure they don't get over here, we won't have to worry about it. That's what we need to be doing. That's the only way we're going to protect this country. And that's the only way it's going to be set right. And let me tell you something. God ain't going to take much more of this. You think God's proud of the way this country's being run? No. I guarantee you between the next 5 years, there's going to be some kind of disaster happening in Washington, D.C. that's going to set people straight. It's going to take a major disaster to make people see that this country needs to be run under God. There's so many things in this country that ain't right, and it needs to be set right. And you honestly think, another thing is, Obama's trying to make this big gun control law. He's raised the prices on any kind of ammo. He's made it to where you can't buy but one or two boxes of ammo at a time. What I don't get is he honestly thinks that if he takes our guns away, it's going to make this country safer. No, it ain't. Because think about it, if he takes our guns away, and ISIS or whoever else comes in this country and tries to hurt us, what kind of defense are we going to have? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to take the guns, any kind of protection we got away from us. That way that when ISIS or whoever comes over here, they just going to wipe us all out. That's what Obama wants. He don't want this country to succeed. He wants this country to be run down in every possible way he can. And Obama is not a U.S. citizen. He ain't. He ain't no citizen of the U.S. And he's a Muslim himself, because if he wasn't, why would he be trying to take our freedom away? Why would he be trying to run this country down in every possible way? If he was a true patriot, he would be trying to help this country any way he could. And he's done the complete opposite ever since he's been in office. Well, I guess that's about all I've got to say for today. And like I said before, if any of y'all got anything to say to me about this, feel free to. I mean, opinions is like buttholes. Everybody's got one, some of them stinks. But I just figured I'd get on here and say my piece, and that's about all I got to say about that. So, I'll see y'all in the next video, and God bless you.